Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today is Friday Freebie Day. We are on number 78. So today I have got something nice and Christmassy for you. So these are some little bells. So you can make them into tags, little journaling cards for your Christmas journals. You can make them into, like, if you put little holes in the top of each one, you can make into like a little Christmas banner. So there's lots and lots of options for you. So they've got some lovely little Christmassy pictures on. I've got two of each because I wanted to show you what I can do, because I wanted to put them back to back. So I'm going to show you how I did that. These do go with my Christmas collage papers. So this weekend we are going to have 40% off the Christmas papers. So that's the collage papers, that's the little Christmas gift bags and all the little Christmas papers that we have in the shop. So do pop along and have a look at that over the weekend. So I'm going to show you what I have been doing with these. So this is what I have been making. So this is some general little tags. So these are really super simple. All they've got, I've just inked the back of them, popped a little bit of string on the tops, and they are perfect to hang on little presents. So they are lovely, really easy to do. So you can just put those out and pop them on a nice little present. And this one's here, these three I have done like this, and I've actually stuck them together back to back. Now I've printed these on 250 GSM paper, just so they are nice and hard. So I've hung little dingly danglies from the bottom of these, a little bit of the jute string on there, so that can hang on a present, on a tree, whatever you like. And I think they are just so pretty. These two I have got bells on the bottom, so I've got a little bell on there, a little bit of velvet ribbon across there, and a little bit of the jute string. So that is so simple, and I think if it's hanging on the tree, it doesn't matter which way round it goes. And I'm loving the little bells on the bottom like that. So I think they are gorgeous. This one I've just sandwiched the ribbon in between, the lace in between, and then I popped a lovely little seam binding bow and a little wire top. I'm going to show you how to do this one on here, because we all know how to add a bit of string onto the top, but I thought I'd show you how to make this little wire with beads on this one and pop the little bell on. So I think these are gorgeous. So they're super simple. So all you need to do is take your little bells and cut them out just like this. So you've got two of each like that. So I think I'm going to use the little one here. I think he's beautiful, isn't he? That lovely, nice, very Christmassy and very sort of vintage Christmas on this one. So we're going to take that. I have got my florist wire. Now this comes in all sorts of different sort of like sizes or thicknesses. I've used this a lot, but I really don't know what thickness it is. So I'm just taking a length off it. That is probably, let me just see, it is 30 centimeters. So I'm going to just, look, it's really dirty, comes off in my hands. So I'm just going to fold that in half. So however long you want your little top piece here. So I'm just going to fold that in half. I'm going to twist the first bit, and so you need a little pair of pliers like this, and I'm just going to twist that round really quickly and simple. And then I've got some little beads here. Now these, I think they're really light, so I think they're just sort of plastic, little plasticky beads, nothing majorly special. So you can have any beads that you want. Let me just pop those there. You don't need that many. I think I have a few too many. Just pop one on one side like that, and then just take your wire and twist it round like that. So depending on how far apart you want them, just pop them on like that, and then just twist your wire. So this is just a sort of alternative to popping a little bit of ribbon or string on the top, and I think it looks really nice. So just something a little bit different. So let's just wind those round like that, pop them on, just thread them on and wind them round like this. So you can have all sorts of little pretty beads on the top of here. So pop that in, wind that down. I'm doing this first because I want to sandwich this in between these two here. So if I do this first, then it's already done. Here's the hole. There we go. Perfect. So that is going to be enough on there. So make sure it's all twisted around like that. So that's pretty easy peasy to do. And then all you do is just bend it into a little circle like that on those pieces. Let me just chop that off. I don't think we need it that long there, and that can be sandwiched into the top of that like that. So I think that looks really pretty. So we are going to do now you can hang little bells off them like this, or I have some little charms. I've got some snowflakes, we've got a little snowman here, a Christmas tree, so whatever you like. I'm going to pop a little bell on there, seeing these are bells. So to attach the bell, I'm using the wire again, but again you can use a little bit of string. You could use, let me have a look, here's a little piece here. So what you could do, you could just pop that through there like that, and then you just stick it and sandwich it in between. Okay, so you can have whatever you like if you haven't got any wire. But I'm going to use a little bit of wire again. Pop that like that, make sure we're sort of in the middle, and then what we want to do is just twist this again, just twist it so we've got a little loop like that, a little loop through there. Okay, chop this little bit off, and then what we want to do is turn this over. We want to stick that in there. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of tape like that. That really is a bit too much. There's my scissors. I only want a tiny bit of tape. Now I'm going to stick it to my desk. Like that, don't need that bit. Pop that so it's sort of in the middle. So it just pops out the bottom there. So I'm just going to sellotape it just to keep it in place. It's a lot quicker than just trying to stick it down with glue to keep in place. So that's like that. And we want to remember to pop these in between as well, like that, just on the top. So I need to pop a little bit of tape on those as well. So let's just cut another little bit off and not drop it. So I want to bend them down, make sure I'm in shot there. I'm going to glue these on anyway, just like that. We just need to hold that in place so it's like that. And I'm going to pop some glue. I'm going to use a little bit of tacky glue just to go all the way around it. So make sure you're right up here. I'm going to pop a little bit of Fabri-Tac in there as well, just to hold it down a little bit better. So a bit of glue. Using wet glue gives you a little bit of time to sandwich them together without them sticking too tight, so you can line them up a little bit better like that. And use a little bit of Fabri-Tac on the top piece there, just to make sure that they stick in nicely like that. Then you need to sandwich these together without making too much mess. You can always trim them up, so don't worry about getting it absolutely perfect. Just take your time and squeeze it together. I'm going to ink around the edges, so the little bits of white that you can see, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to squeeze that. Look at all that glue I've got in there, yuck. Don't use too much glue. Okay, so look at that, that's all stuck together nicely. Nice and messy. You can always trim it up as well around these edges, but I'm just going to ink it. So I'm going to take a little bit of my distress ink and just get rid of those little white edges, just like that. If you've got big white edges, I would just sort of like trim them off a little bit. So adding the distress ink, which is the vintage photo, I think just adds to the sort of like vintage look of these. So just add a little bit, and again you could have the little bells like we did last time on last week with the little card. You could dangle these in between a card if you use the Christmas collage papers I have in the shop, which will go lovely with this. So that's on there. So I think that looks really nice. Now we could have a little bit of, maybe I'll pop a little bit of this. So what I did with this one, which is this one here, I actually wrapped it around the bottom and I made a tiny little slit in here. So that's what I'm going to do here. So we want to measure the length of it. So it is, just make it a little bit over. And then fold it in half. I'm going to make a tiny little cut in there. And then that little cut will go through this little loop there, if it will. And then this just sandwiches over nicely, because this was too big, this takes up too big, and I just wanted a little bit across the bottom, and I think that looks nice. So I'm going to take a couple of my little clips here. These clips are so handy, I've used them so many times, so I'm really glad I bought them. So a little bit of glue that side, a little bit of glue on this side. Oops. And then I'm going to squeeze them together. Take one of these, just so it holds it in place, just like that, just to help it dry. Oops. Perfect. So that doesn't have to be on there for very long. So that looks lovely. Let's just leave that for a minute. I did make my desk bigger and got rid of some stuff, but I seem to encroach myself with all these bits and pieces and knock everything over. So there we go. Let's hold that down. Perfect. So there we go. So you've got your little dingly bit there, your little loop, and then what we can do, you can just chop these little bits off like that. So I think that looks really good. And we're going to add the little bell onto there. So I've got my little pot of jump rings here, so I'm just going to use the smallest one there on here. Take a little jump ring. You can find, oops, I don't know what, oh there we go, oopsie daisy. Open that up, pop the little bell on, or again you can have your little beads hanging off it. You can have little charms hanging off them, so I think that's really nice. But I think a little bell, I think that looks really cute, doesn't it? So what we will do on here, I think I'll have another little, I've got some white seam binding here, so I'm going to make a nice little bow for the top. like that, one that just dingles down and there. Chop that off just a little bit, and we can have a tiny little bow, pretty little dingly dangly bow on there, like that, which I think looks lovely. And that would look lovely hanging on a tree. I love these little metal ones because I think they're a little bit different, and you can put all sorts of different coloured beads in there. But I think that is so simple and so lovely. You can add, shall we add a little bit of stickles to it? Let's add a little bit of sparkle on there. We could have a little bit of sparkle to his, oh, let's, if I get it out, a little bit to his beard, look. Let's have a nice little, and his hat up here. Just a few little dots all over the little branches, just to add a little bit of sparkle as you do over Christmas. Turn it over, a few dots all over the tree, bit on nice shiny beard and his little hat. Perfect. Maybe a little bit in his hair there. I think that's his hair, or it might be the top of his, no it's not, it's the top of his coat. Silly Billy. There we go. Perfect. Doesn't that look nice? So simple and lovely. You could hang them on the tree, you could hang them again on a little garland, on a gift, but I think they are lovely. So there we go guys, that's your Friday freebie for this week. So we have lots of these, so you can just print them off and make little gift tags like this. You could add a little bit of stickles or glitter or whatever you like on those, so you can just have them plain, so they're simple, or you can have them with double-sided like this and make some pretty little tree hangings like that, little decorations. So there we go guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe, take care, don't forget, pop over to the shop because there's 40% off the Christmas stuff over the weekend, from today, I think it's probably today until Monday, so do take a look if there's anything Christmassy you would like in there. So thank you so much for joining me, please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.